Alright. Hello fellow YouTubers and welcome back to yet again another edition or live stream of the Safar-Zone. Because it's Sunday, it's gonna be Safari Sunday. I still don't know why I'm doing this to myself, but here we are. Let's see who's already with us. Hey there, human name, welcome back to the stream. How you doing? I definitely need your RNG's blessings, thank you. Oh, and the time says 666 now. Hey there, Kaiser comes in. Oh, I thought you wouldn't make it, but welcome back to the stream and hopefully you're doing okay. Good luck, thank you, darling. I'm definitely gonna need it. Hopefully not the same shenanigans will happen again, although I'm pretty sure it will happen again. Hey there, Alex, welcome back to the stream. How you doing? So, Area 4 it is today, and the first one I want to hunt is Heracross, and Heracross is a really nice shiny. Hey there, the Fiery Chameleon, welcome back to the stream, how you doing? Already starting with quite the crew here, really nice. I'm really drugged up on pain meds right now. Oh, okay, I see. Hopefully it went all fine. No, not too much complications or anything. Alright, so the Heracross is what I want. The Adamant Synchronizer is at the first spot of the party. And then let's go. Oops. Oh, I wasn't meant to do that. No calibration, please. Haven't even hit anything yet, so... Heracross. I wonder if Heracross will troll as much as the Pinsir. I hate kidney stones. Well, I don't think I've ever met a person who said they love kidney stones. So, yeah. Hopefully you weren't in too much pain. Lots of mods in the chart, been having a pretty good day. Oh, that's really nice to hear. Or, in this case, to read. Right, so, Area 4, you need this bike again. Because you need to be able to get over here. And then go to the north, and this is Area 4. So we were here already. So let's see, the first one I'm gonna hunt for is Heracross, but there's also some others that I'm interested in. Made a little note of what. So the Natu I still haven't gotten. It did appear, but it fled, just like the Pinsir. And maybe I'll also try and get a quirky Xatu. I have a Adamant Xatu, but not a quirky one. And maybe I'll say quirky Thanpy, why not? Accidentally said chart instead of chat. Yeah, I've read it out loud as chart and then my brain was like, wait, I think he meant chat. But, all good. Feel like I'm getting a little sick. Oh no. Not comfortable. My cats are trying to hug me. Oh, yeah, cats are the best. They feel if you're not feeling good, and people who say cats don't have feelings or are bastards or anything of the sorts, they have absolutely no idea how wonderful and sweet cats can be. Oh geez, what is this weird noise? I'm not sure if you've heard it as well. Or maybe I just heard it. I know they're trying to ask for food. Well, I also think they are probably also looking for comfort, to give you comfort. The pain was worse than the first stone. The pain was first than the first stone, so the pain came and then oof, lots of blood. Not fun at all, hoping to pass it soon. Yeah, hopefully, you know, when you speak to women who have given birth and you ask them what was the most painful event you ever had to feel or go through. And if they ever had a kidney stone, they say that the kidney stone hurts more than childbirth. And that is saying something. Definitely saying something. Yeah, cats are not bastards like people think they are. Just because they're not like dogs doesn't mean they, you know, should just stop reading every animal as if we read dog body language. I heard it, I thought was my end. Oh yeah, I've heard that it feels like you're perishing. That's how much it hurts. And both of you, Kaiser Kamazin and Alex, get well soon. Hopefully that won't last too long. Right, so 10 seconds remaining. Let's see, does the first reset give me a shiny? And if so, which one? It doesn't matter which Pokemon you use as a sweet center. That's a shiny Xatu, yeah. Okay, sure. I already have one, especially an adamant one. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste any Pokeblocks on that one. Let's just come closer. Oh, the bird is still there. Let's throw a Safari Ball. And caught. Okay, sure. Yeah. Accidental shiny Xatu that I managed to catch without any big problems. It didn't troll me, it just came and got caught without any trouble, without any trolling. So let's put you in the box. Level 29 one, so I can actually calibrate for the next one. Yeah, your blessing has worked, but I really need your easy capture blessing once the Heracross starts to come, because hopefully it won't be a Pinsir moment like I again had yesterday. Okay, so I did get a Xatu. Okay, they all seem to be level 29. That's the only ones I can get. So I assume I've hit frame 15,198. So let's put that as a calibration. And hopefully I'll get the Heracross now. And that it's not just that I get it, but it stays, and it stays in the ball as well. One of my dogs acts like a little child in the family. One time my dad accidentally fell over and she immediately rushed over to him, weeping in concern of his well-being. I've also noticed that cats and dogs and other animals, hearing how a person is willing in pain, and they immediately come to rush towards that human and then checking if they're okay. Animals sometimes aren't as stupid as people think they are. Hey there, Ahmed. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Did you guys see the Aurora Borealis now? Because there was a sunstorm. So there's a stars, whether they are variable or not, all have a cycle of maximum activity and minimum activity. With stable stars, as they're called, it's just that maximum minimum isn't really too much of a difference. And with variable stars, you have stars like flare stars that really vary between normal star, and then they just go absolutely crazy, and the planet wouldn't be able to support life as we know it. To be important to say as we know it, because we only have a sample size of 1. And the sun is a stable star. Luckily, that's also the reason why we're still here. and it's now at a maximum, and that means there's more particles that the sun ejects than usual that hit the magnetic sphere of the Earth. And that means there's aurora borealis or polar lights. If they were like in the southern hemisphere, they would be called aurora australis, so a southern one. And they were even visible in Luxembourg. Unfortunately, where I am, I didn't see them because it was too cloudy. But I have friends and acquaintances from who are hobby astronomers, and they posted some really nice pictures. I think I'm gonna post these in the Discord as well. So just asking if any one of you has seen them, because they should be visible where you usually don't see aurora borealis. Because you usually don't see them in Italy, and I have confirmed pictures of relatives from Italy taking a picture of the sky, and then is it normal that it's that neon pink greenish? I don't know if you've ever seen the sci-fi horror movie Alien from the 70s. Yeah, I have. But I feel like the pain I'm feeling is what the guy felt as an alien bursted out. That's exactly what my some people told me, that it feels like an alien bursting out, or something bursting out of your body. Ugh. Jeez, nature's really scary. Wrote it wrong, my dad just fell over, not weeping in pain, tried to say that the dog was whimpering in concern of my dad when she rushed over to him. Ah, okay. But still, that shows that the dog cares. God, that scene in the movie, yeah. It's a really good movie. I really liked it. Should have watched it earlier, but just never got around watching it, and I wasn't allowed to watch it as a kid. Which, fair. Absolutely fair. It's not for kids. I think that would traumatize a lot of kiddos. No. Because you never can tell. Natu and Xatu, the shinies, are kind of meh. And with kind of meh, I mean not a good shiny at all. Xatu is a bit better, but Natu, I sometimes have to... In Generation 3, it's still somewhat distinguishable, but in newer gens, I almost don't see the difference, and I'm a person who sees a lot of colors. I don't have any color blindness of the sorts. Yeah, that red-haired or ginger-haired NPC in the beginning. I do wonder how many frames he adds when he moves around. Hopefully not too many. And then there's another NPC who walked there, but that's all I can do now. Today I start a Pokemon challenge where I only use grass Pokemon. Oh, good luck. I can use Pokemon with 2 times, but it has to have grass. Yeah, I've seen people doing a challenge like that. By the way, I beat my Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke. Oh, congrats! Hopefully not too many tears shed. Saw the Northern Lights last night. Oh, that's really nice. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see them. But to be fair, last night I was sitting in front of my computer, getting angry that a shiny Pinsir just trolled me, so unfortunately I didn't see them out the window either. Trying to get Cradily from my team, but I'm not sure if it's post-game Pokemon can I get before I beat the game. Where are you doing the challenge? Like on what game? Love those alien sci-fi like games and movies like StarCraft and Starship Troopers. Oh, I personally, I'm a very big fan of especially hard sci-fi. But unfortunately, you can only really find that in books. The 3-body problem adaptation of Netflix is like, I mean, that is from hard sci-fi, and I'm very surprised that something from hard sci-fi becomes so famous and like almost everyone has heard of it now. Usually that's not the case, unfortunately. I really like the books of Ian Banks, for example, or your Ursula Le Guin, Ursula, whatever, however you pronounce her name. I can sense an oddish coming. Yeah, it's gonna happen, and probably it's gonna flee, just for the trolls, you know. What's your least favorite shiny? I think my least favorite shinies are all those that are barely noticeable, like shiny seal, shiny Persian. What else? Shiny Garchomp, except the Mega Evolution. That one is really nice. Well, it's pink, of course. Yeah, I mean, there's shinies out there that have barf green colors or really out there color schemes. But I prefer a shiny to have a ugly color rather than a, like, there's almost no difference. Seeing as how much time you invest to get a shiny, or if you find one just from sheer luck alone, it's kind of bragging rights, you know. You want to show it off. It sparkles and you want to say, hey, look at my shiny seal. But the shiny seal looks almost like the normal one, so that's like a disappointment. So none of my least favorites are the green ones or the I don't know, some people hate pink ones. Of course the pink ones I love. They were super faint sadly, but they were really cool. Well, you saw them, so is that a... Yeah, that's a shiny Phanpy. On the subject of shinies that I don't like, this is one of them. Because when I showed this, when my husband watched this and he said, is that a shiny? Because he wasn't sure. And yeah, I mean, you saw the sparkles. And bye-bye, Phanpy. Your shiny sucks anyway, so not too much of a loss. Alright, not even 20 minutes in and we already have 2 shiny fails. Nice. Right, what was it? Level 20... Oh crap, what was the level again? It was 29, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, so 29. This one... Just going with the earliest because they are pretty much clones of each other. You couldn't even distinguish them. So I hit this frame. Click update. And let's go again. Grown woman yelling at a Mrs. Pinsir. Yeah. That's what I was preoccupied with yesterday night. I'm gonna get it. I'm definitely gonna get it one day, but oh, jeez. I think I ran into like several shiny Pinsirs now, but all of them ended with the Pinsir fleeing, and it's... Oh well, one day I'm gonna have it. Kind of a downside playing this on the GameCube, because the GameCube controller is somewhat a bit awkward when you play games like this, where on the GBA or the ESP or whatever I wouldn't like fail to execute the sidewards jump. What do hard sci-fi movies qualify as? Well, hard sci-fi is, I mean, it's based on the most scale of hardness with rocks and gems, you know, where diamonds are the hardest and I don't even know what the softest one is. Maybe a type of quartz. But like hard sci-fi is when the universe or the author really is adamant about following the laws of physics as we know them or as we understand them. So if you have a time travel story in a sci-fi setting, then in a strong sci-fi setting, either it would really just flat out state it's not possible because it violates the rules and laws of causality, or you would go to a parallel universe where the laws of causality couldn't be hurt, so there would be no paradox. That would be the difference. It's a minute detail, not that it really matters, but I absolutely love it when you read a sci-fi universe and you really can see that the author has done their research. I love it. That's like an extra cherry on top. It's just, I love it. And I hope I can replicate that one day. Can't understand why Game Freak choose half of the shiny colors they did in the Pokemon decks. They especially love green. That's not a shiny, that's a 600 IQ shiny, okay. I mean, to be fair, they didn't pick every shiny. If I'm not mistaken, they started picking shiny colors starting from Generation 6. And before, it was just the next palette that got picked. So that's the reason why so many red or pink Pokemon have a yellow or a golden shiny. Or why so many blue Pokemon have a purple or a pink shiny. There's a reason for that. Because it just took the next palette on Game Boy. They didn't have the memory for them to pick a palette. They just had to, or maybe there was, but they just didn't do it like that. I would love if Groudon and Kyogre exchanged their color as shiny form, like blue Groudon and red Kyogre. Yeah, that would be cool, to be fair, yeah, definitely. But I like pink Kyogre so much, I would really be sad of losing that one. Which I'm gonna hunt pretty soon on my Sapphire. It's gonna be a square, modest Kyogre. So extra rare. Let's see what I get now. I sense something fading again. No, that's just a normal Natu. Well, disappointing, but no Pinsir trolling me for 5 minutes and then running away. I despise the Garchomp line, shiny specifically. Oh, I mean, I'm not a fan of Garchomp at all. It's for a reason that I put it in my top 10 least favorite Pokemon a couple of years ago. But it's Garchomp that I don't like. The other two, Gibble and Gabite, I like them actually. It's just Garchomp because it's a Pokemon that you saw pretty much everywhere, and well, yeah, I know I did some reasoning in the video, which not my best video, definitely not, have to say. Love shiny Gibble and Gabite, but Garchomp is so disappointing. Yes, I agree, Kaiser Kamisen. They should have just continued the coloring from the Gibble and the Gabite line. And then they messed it up with Garchomp. Or maybe they, well, messed it up. I think it's because they did the next palette thing again, and that's why it sucks. But yeah, I've seen fan art of them correcting the shiny or like changing it, and it looks really good. Well, at least the Mega has a pink shiny, so there's that. Saw some concept art of their color swapping, and I love the blue and red Groudon, and especially love the red Kyogre, so cool. I have seen color swaps as well. Not sure if I see, or if I saw the exact same one you saw. Wish they just turned the blue of Phanpy to a nice white. Yeah, that could be okay. I think that would be great shiny. Yeah, shinies don't need to like radically change. I now have a shiny Glalie, and what's really changed is the eyes, but some shinies, even though they're very they're not show-offy or there's like just a minuscule change. They still work. So, or the Thanpi would be like the, like its evolution. To be fair, the evolution, the shiny isn't too bad. So it evolves into a shiny that looks good. And Chameleon shiny was yellow. I wish they had yellow primary scales and red scales through their belly and undertail scales. Ah, okay, so you didn't know. Yeah, that's the reason why there's trends like that in the like older shinies. Yeah, Chameleon shiny and Salaman's shiny. Not Salaman's. I keep forgetting the English name of the first stage of Charizard. Why? Charmander. Jeez. These look really good, but shiny Charizard is. I'm sorry, that's just a fantastic shiny. I do understand why everyone wants it. It's just black shinies work. So guys, can someone help me and tell me, can I get Cradley before I beat the game, please? Yeah, I just need a bit more information. Oh, you pick Emerald for your challenge? Cradley is the... did you get the fossil? Because yeah, you can totally get that Pokemon with before the Elite Four in Emerald. You just need to find the fossil on Route 111. In the desert, you have to pick one of them, and if you pick the root fossil, you'll get it. And then you just need to level up the Lileep up to, I think, level 40 or something. Quite a bit of trading, I have to say. And I think that's enough. Yeah, shiny Phanpy again. I do wonder if this one will flee. Let's see. So I assume this is level 29. Okay, I hit that frame again. Oh no, I get it. Okay, cool. At least I get more Pokemon this time. Yesterday I just gotten one single shiny. All the other ones, they just, nah, they said nah, not today, and they fled. Okay, so now we have 2 shinies. Nice. Save here again, and then I can do the calibration bit again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They should redesign Garchomp's shiny to match Gibble's. Yeah, I would definitely be in favor of that. And I don't even like the Pokemon, but still. Even if I don't like it, every Pokemon deserves a good shiny, in my opinion. Even if I really don't like the Pokemon. Because someone out there likes the Pokemon, or even loves it. Every single one out there. Yeah, I mean, hey, I really hate Darkrai. It's my least favorite Pokemon, but the shiny is really nice. It's pink even. Yeah, this keeps happening when you play it on the D-pad on the GameCube control. It's kind of awkward. So let's go here. Not that it changes anything, but maybe I don't have NPCs walking around in proximity. Okay, yeah, hopefully that helped you, Amit, but you can get Cradley, definitely. Well, I gotta give it to them. I prefer the shiny design of Chameleon being orange like Charmander and Charizard instead of yellow. If only Charmander was red and white through like Charmeleon. Yeah, well, they also changed the shinies from the 2nd generation to the 3rd one. Even the Charizard in Gold and Silver and Crystal, the shiny was like purple and not black. I think you can even pick that skin in Super Smash Bros. If I'm not mistaken. I have a soft spot for Phanpy and Donphan. I have a Donphan that was my starter in a shiny only run, and his name was Donovan, lol. Donovan, that's cute. Yeah, that's the advantage here. I can evolve that Phanpy, and then it's a Donphan. Shiny Donphan I really like. I believe I think there was an anime episode with one, wasn't there? I remember as a child, like, my mom flipping through the TV channels, and then I just randomly saw multiple Donphans, and one of them was red and like not red but red brownish, and that's a shiny. But I didn't see the episode, so but I do remember that. Yeah, that's why I left Charizard out. The black design works just fine already. Yeah, I like both actually, but there's no way of having two different shinies for one day. Or maybe Game Freak will introduce that one day, who knows. My Generation 10 will be 2 games. First Pokemon Evil Dark and Nice Fairy. Oh, so you pick from Pokemon Good and Pokemon Bad version? Kind of like in Sonic Adventure 2, choose your story. Do you want to go hero or do you want to go dark? That would be interesting. A generation where the 2 games are based on alignment. And you can actually play as an evil character in one of them. Or both of them. Would be interesting. I mean, I wouldn't be the type of person who has a evil playthrough. But I've heard it so many times of people really wanting to have the possibility of playing as a criminal or like an evil person. GTAing in Pokemon, I guess. Imagine Mega Charizard, Z, Fly, and Dragon and Fire with the triple type. Triple type. I know there's circumstances, as with certain moves, where you can temporarily have 3 types. Nah, that's a normal one, that's not a shiny. Again, in Generation 3, with the sprites, you can actually, even, I almost said the word, bad shinies can still be kind of distinguished. But in the newer games, as in starting with when they first used 3D, that's where the shiny distinctions with those get really hard. Especially with, depending on where you are in the outside, in the overworld, when it's sun up, sun down, you never know. Sometimes the lighting is very strange and then you can't really... Even me, who has like way too much Pokemon knowledge at this point. Way too much, let's just put it at that. Decades worth of Pokemon knowledge. And even I can sometimes not differentiate bad shinies in the newer games. I love Darkrai's shiny. Darkrai is one of my favorite mythicals. Yeah, Darkrai's shiny is really nice, but to be fair, dark blue and pink, they go so well together. And there's a reason why I also combine these 2 colors a lot when I dress with clothes. Dark blue and pink, they just really go well together and it looks nice. And you can even add like another color, like with Darkrai, the white also accentuates these 2 colors. So yeah, the shiny is definitely really nice. And the cry is cool, I have to say. Darkrai's cry is really nice. It's like a record scratch thing. But yeah, I don't like the Pokemon itself. Find Gibble so cute, I can let it bite me and it will I will be like, oh. Or maybe, ah! I don't know, that thing can probably bite an arm off. Wow, Darkrai hate, can't believe it. Oh, so you haven't seen my old least favorite Pokemon video. Yeah, I don't like Darkrai, but not for lore reasons in a way, but more how people use it, because it's a cheap tactic. And it was everywhere online back then. You couldn't just play online, like with legendaries or mythicals and that, without getting into someone or having been matched with someone who has a Darkrai. And you know what happens. It's always the same thing over and over and over again. To the point where I had super gimmicky counter teams, like a Ariados, because it has Insomnia and it has bug attacks and all that, which usually you never use Ariados in competitive. Also, we already have a Pokemon bad version. It's called Sun and Moon. Oh, you don't like Sun and Moon? Calling them bad? Yeah, I mean bad as in evil. Also, I forgot Charizard was once purple with their shiny. Yeah, in Generation 2 they was like that. And funny thing, Smeargle, they swapped the shiny. So what is now the shiny used to be the standard color for Smeargle. And no idea why they swapped that. But in Colosseum and XD it's still like it used to be. And that is very confusing how my Rosina, my shiny Smeargle with a red color tip, just turns green in when I trade her over to XD or Colosseum. Okay, 7 seconds remaining. Let's see. Hopefully no Trollfest, but you know how it goes, right? So which artist do I get now? No, I get a shiny, another shiny Phanpy? Really? Okay, sure. And the little guy is still with us, or little girl. Do I? Okay. And bye-bye. Level 29 again. Keep hitting that frame. Wonder how many more shiny Phanpys will flee. I just want a Heracross. That one you won't miss because it's pink, and when I catch that one I'm gonna be really happy. Had an idea that Pokemon in Generation 10, if they are ground Pokemon and use grass moves, then the grass move will be 10% weaker if it's not grass type Pokemon. And if it's grass, then it will be 5% stronger. I think you might have to explain this a bit. I'm not sure if I really get what you're trying to do there. As in the reasoning. I agree, Darkrai competitive does suck. Fair hate there. Yeah, I mean, that's usually when I hate a Pokemon. Usually I hate them because they're freaking annoying in competitive. Or just cheap. You know, I also don't like Kangaskhan. But that also has some personal reasons. Because back then, in Generation 1, my brother traded over a level 0M, so that's a glitchmon, that's not an actual Pokemon. And M's have a tendency to be able to evolve into Kangaskhan's. Oh jeez, sorry about that. And yeah, don't put, under any circumstances, do not deposit a level 0 or level 1 Pokemon in the old PCs, like in the PCs in the old games, because that's gonna corrupt your whole PC, and then you have to... These Pokemon are all gone, they're corrupted forever. And yeah, that was a pretty big nightmare back then. Oh boy, I remember that video actually getting some flag back then. People were not happy. Yeah, definitely. Even some people kind of not reviewed it, but they did some dishing out criticism videos, which sure, this is definitely my worst video that I have ever produced, definitely. Not denying that, but it's definitely also not the second coming of the Antichrist or whatever you want to make it out to be. Sun and Moon are my least favorites. They are just slowed down way too much by the story, and while that story is mostly good, I just want to be able to play the game. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. You know, I did feel like they were trying to get as much story crammed into the game as they were allowed to. And yeah, the story was not too bad, I have to say. But I do see what your point is, Kazakazin. I mean, it does feel like sometimes it feels like your trainer who doesn't have really any expressions when things happen in the story, sometimes that's very fitting and funny in a, I don't know, fourth wall kind of way, because it's just a story happening, and then I imagine people like you playing the game, and then they're like, oh, I don't care, I just want to play Pokemon. Let's get on with it. And that's pretty funny. Or the headcanon that people say that they were talking in the native Hawaiian language, and because you came from Kanto, that the main character, the main trainer, doesn't understand a word, and that's why they're not saying anything or not mimicking at all. That's pretty funny. That's not a shiny, no. Now, I'm not wasting such a good Pokeblog on a non-shiny, definitely not. Makes replaying the game not easy or fun for me. Yeah, replaying Sun and Moon is kind of a drag, that definitely. You're not wrong with that. Donovet, well, we have Donovet sitting in the Pokemon box. Do you want me to rename the next one, or call the next one that? I wouldn't mind. I always take nickname suggestions. Have a working ternary XOR gate in Minecraft, but it's big and slow. Hey, you pulled it off? Nice. And I mean, slow and big, yeah, it depends on how efficient you made it. But I mean, if it works, I don't think efficiency is your concern right now. I think I remember you saying you just wanted to get it to work in the first place. Don't get me wrong, I love story in my games and love Generation 5. Did you mean Generation 7? But there can only be so much story before it becomes too much and annoying, true. And yeah, the MC feels like they are just there. Yeah, the main character is just like not changing any facial expressions, just what's happening here. Yeah, from what I believed, I think they were playing it up for entertainment, but they were criticizing, not criticizing, that sounds like something else. Someone, and due to making it out worse than it actually is, I can see that causing issues. I did get hate, like people, I mean the YouTube personal message system, they deleted that, so I don't have access to these anymore. These are lost, but I did get lots of hate comments and even like hate messages just because I don't like a virtual creature. Jeez, people, get a life. I mean, criticism is good, okay, but it needs to be constructive and just. But that was that was kind of the trend back then, you know, when AVGN started, just being mean and just jumping around criticism that is essentially nitpicking and just making it out to be much worse than it actually is. With the noise controllers, Nostalgia Critic being an example of that. And just general, the vibes were like that back then, which I didn't really like. I always say noise controllers when I think of Nostalgia Critic, because both of them are abbreviated with NC, but my brain just goes to noise controllers, the hardstyle DJ. So that happened now in stream. Happens a lot in real life when I want to say Nostalgia Critic. I just say noise controllers, and my husband says, okay, I know you were trying to say Nostalgia Critic, right? Okay, let's say you use Earthquake with Metagross. Earthquake will be 90 power, not 100, but if you use it by Groudon, then it will be 110 power. And if it's used by ground and any other type, then 100 power. Oh, what you're referring to already exists, Amit. It's called Stab, or Same Type Attack Bonus. That's what it is. And yes, it's kind of like that. Sure, name it Donovet if we get another female one. Yeah, the quirky one will be male. If I'm going for a quirky one at all. But right now, I want that Heracross. No Man Generation 5 because it has the most developed story before Generation 7. Yeah, okay. I can enjoy a Pokemon game with lots of story, just not so much that it ruins the pacing. Yeah, definitely, that's valid. Sorry that you got hated for in that video, you don't deserve that. Well, I mean, there's definitely worse, but I did get some really mean comment, even one. But these channel comments are also gone now. You can only see some of them with the Wayback Machine. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I didn't put my channel back then on the Wayback Machine for future storage or preservation. But one just wrote, "I hope you die in a car crash" on my channel, and was like, what? You don't even know me, I'm a stranger, I'm just a random woman from Luxembourg. Most people wouldn't even know where that country is. They couldn't even place it on a map. Why do you care so much about some random internet woman not liking a virtual non-existent creature? What? But there were, I mean, that was the maximum. And some kind of troll, but I mean, nothing too bad. I jokingly talk about you hating Duck, I'm not actually upset. Yeah, I get it. No worries. AVGN and commentaries. I mean, I love AVGN. I still watch him today. Really nice, or really good video maker. He's talented, but he really inspired a huge wave of copycats and was kind of like a, how do I say it? Was a time where the internet was pretty toxic, and even I have experiences with that, when you are a female on the internet, you were just targeted more, and all the Gamergate BS, and just people riding around on small mistakes and making them out to be the worst ever, that just kind of spawned that kind of thinking. You know how L kicks Light in Death Note? Yeah, that was funny. Was the best thing ever. What do you think of Nier, who I like to call him L, but bad? I don't know what the problem is with Nier or people not liking Nier. Yeah, of course, he's kind of like a new L. Kind of like the pet died and then the parents rushed to the pet place to buy another one to replace it. But still, Nier is, he's very unique and uniquely intelligent in his own way, and I like Nier. No, did I say before that I hate fairy? Not sure, but I don't think so. But nowadays I love fairy because now I think, wait, this type is good, and now I put fairy on my top 6 favorite types. Fairy was always pretty good. And yeah, it really needed to be put in place. But there's certain types that really need to get buffed instead. But yeah, I also really like the fairy type. Can't even find the person who made the commentary video anymore. Looks like he deleted his videos long ago. I wanted to make a response initially, but then I forgot about it and haven't checked since, so probably he forgot about it too. And I never had beef with that person. I don't even know that person. Okay. Accidental shiny gloom? What's with these accidental shinies today? Okay, so a gloom it is. Level 29, so it's not this one. And that one I catch. Okay, game. Can I get a shiny that I actually want? Or do these just troll me and refuse to get caught, and it's just the accidental ones that I get? Is that how it's going today? This game. And yet I love it so much. Alright, so 3 shinies until now. Not too bad. Even though they're shinies that I already have, but shinies are shinies. AVGN is hilarious. Yeah, I still really like his humor, or like just his writing. He's a good video maker, that's just how it is. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Someone is driven to sending death threats for someone disliking a fictional creature. They need to get alive and some common sense. Yeah, I wasn't even really heard about that comment, even though it's a threat. I just laughed because I just couldn't... My brain couldn't compute that someone was doing this because I didn't like a virtual creature. Just, I wouldn't accept that there's people on the planet that think like that. That I would deserve to die in a car crash because I don't like Darkrai. Oh, no. Okay. Gonna do the reset again. Virtual creatures don't matter, guys. It's not personal attack either. I've seen that with other things as well. For example, me criticizing certain, I don't know, celebrities, and then, oof, I was Judas Iscariot then in their eyes. They really hated me. I deserve to go to hell and I don't know what. There's people who take things like that really personally. Probably because they think of that thing that they like as an extension to of themselves. Which I don't really understand, but to be fair, I don't really have to understand everything now, do I? And some people, some things aren't just understandable. I'm the type of person who, if he's made a mistake, he admits it and won't act like he is correct. And I also love to change my mind. It's easy for me to just say love something I used to hate. That's very good though, Ahmed. I wish more people would act like that, because I really see that a lot. Even if people being confidently wrong. And it's not about me trying to prove them, look, I prove that you were wrong. Oh, you're cancelled now, whatever. No, no, no. It's just the act of discussing and arguing about something, trying to find the truth. Because I don't care who says it, if the truth is found, that's what's most important. But that's when you realize that a lot of people don't argue in good faith. They argue just to argue, or they argue to... yeah, just to make people angry, I guess. Or, I don't know, I have hobbies and I have a life, so No idea why they do that. Apparently people have a lot of time. Remember watching his other videos after his commentary on you and they were alright? The video is still up. Oh, but it's, you can't find it anymore? Okay. It's not public. But it's not privated either. It's the, it's unlisted now. That's why you can't find it. But I never, like, watched his stuff, and I never really got into it then afterwards. But they seem to be posting again. Good for them, though. I don't make, I'm not on this earth to make enemies. Life's too short for that. Yeah, several people made response videos to my least favorite Pokemon video, Kaiser Kamazin. Some of them had good, or, you know, parts where I say, yeah, they're right about that criticism. And others were, I know one of them is basically a kid just talking way, like, I don't know what, because the music is so loud that I can't hear what the criticism is of that kid, so that was more funny than anything. You should try to listen to Undertale music, especially Asgore's theme. Oh, I like Undertale's music. We have the tracks on the USB that we put in our car to listen to that in the car. It's really nice. Azrael Dreamer theme, trust me, top class music games. Yeah, definitely, very good games. Toby Fox is a very good music composer. Definitely, yeah. Oh hey, I found him. He still makes videos, and yeah, he has them unlisted. Yeah, another one, like some kind of water trainer, something. I think it was a woman. Made another response, but that one, okay, that's a Heracross, but not a shiny one, unfortunately. There was a woman or a girl who made a response video, something long water trainer, and I forgot the full name. But the thing is, she accused me of things being bad at editing, while her videos also contained editing mistakes, which I think my husband back then pointed out to her, and she has since she took the video down. But I don't, like, I can't remember the name. I was busy with other things in life when these responses came, response videos came, and yeah, definitely not my best video, true. But I mean, it's been like almost 10 years at this point now. Was it someone with a lot of subs? Digital TI, the guy who made the most famous response. He has like 5,840 subscribers now. So not that much more than I have. Once asked my dad how all people love you, how you have hundreds of friends. He told me because I look at people as friends that can help us and we can help him. I told, right, sadly I look at the world as an enemy. Well, I think your dad is really heading in a good direction, and maybe you can learn from him how your dad is living, because I really like, from these few words that you've written, I like his philosophy, and I generally like people who think that way. I feel like harassing someone over editing mistakes is so silly. Well, the thing is, she said it was a mistake, but it wasn't. She was complaining about the black borders and the, you know, the fire red and leaf green intro. And like that cutscene, but these borders are there. I just ripped that straight from the game. And she appeared to not know that. She thought I edited them in, which no, I didn't. And, what, yeah. or other criticism where she said, what's with the background there with the GIFs? Yeah, that's true. That was my software messing up. No idea why it rendered that way. But then she did the same mistakes and was like, okay, I'm okay with criticism. I actually also want it sometimes here. If you see something now, or you have an idea, hey, this is getting boring, can't you just kind of change it? And you have a very good argument, I listen to you and I'll definitely try and change things, you know? But if you're gonna criticize me and then you do the same things, that's like, you know, kind of comes across as not trustworthy, or, you know. We are talking about most hated Pokemon. Why does that matter if the video isn't so horribly edited and it's unwatchable? Which it isn't, you know. Well, either way, I'm sorry about that. That's silly. I'm certain that the video is fine. It's not my best video, but I don't deserve to have a car crash over that. Let's say it like that. Is your husband also from Luxembourg? Yep. We went to the same kindergarten together. I mean, when we grew up, we lived like hundreds of meters from each other. That's like barely anything. You don't have to answer if he doesn't like to get people to know him. I know that. Yeah, he's much shyer than I am. To be fair, I am an introvert, but I got raised in a family of extroverts, so maybe that's why some people are surprised if I say that I'm actually more introverted than extroverted. Okay, let's see what I get now. No, that's not a shiny. I was about to say, too dark. Be sad if you had a car crash all because of that. I mean, yeah, it's just... Wow, people's moral views can be very weird. If you do a video about a creature that you don't like that doesn't even exist, so there's no real feelings that can be hurt, and you somehow think that I deserve to die in an accident, I mean, what does this person think about people who actually do horrible things? Maybe I don't want to know. Really don't like doing that jumping puzzle on the GameCube controller. But oh well, I mean, people... It's the internet, you know, you can be anonymous and people can write really mean things without having to face any real consequences. That's another aspect, certainly. People who make a game their life, and that if someone disagrees with them, that it's you or his enemy. At the end of the day, we all people with different opinions, just a game. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't remember here who in the chat, I think, was it Fiery Chameleon? What was it again yesterday, where he said the Aura's music, he likes it more than the original Hoenn music, where I would say absolutely not, I don't agree, but I don't give threats to the Fiery Chameleon, and even though I don't agree with him, I don't care, because he likes it that way, I like it that way, that's okay. I mean, sometimes people probably think, what's her problem, because I try to, like, I have a hot pink obsession, and I try to get everything in hot pink that I possibly can get. And to me, that is the most beautiful color ever, and to others, it's horrible. But there's no way of, like, mathematically deducing what color is the best color, because that's something that's not objective, that's really subjective. And I mean, that is just the adult way of settling your differences. You just say, yeah, okay, he likes the Aura's music, I prefer the original Game Boy Advance one. So what? Okay, done. I mean, why would I go all on about hating a person that I don't even really know? And even if I did... Kribby versus Dave coming soon. It's gonna be epic, trust me. Alright, that's Kribby versus Dave epic yarn. But yeah, I don't understand it either when people take things like that way too seriously. But I think that was also just a product of the era where the video came out. Where just jumping on people and making, oh my god, this is so bad, look at this video. Response videos was all the hype. What was the YouTuber's name? Again, wasn't it Leafly or Leafy? He basically only uploaded videos about criticizing others and just generally being pretty mean about it. And that was just, I mean, that made clicks, unfortunately. 5 seconds. Dave is some random guy hunting Kribby for years, okay? He's gonna use anti-Kribby weapons, deadly stuff. Anti-Kribby weapons, wow. The lore for that stuff. There's already anti-Kribby weapons. The mathematically best colors are black and white because those are the two most colors I've seen in math. Okay, I mean, they're the most colors in a way, yeah. I get what you're trying to say, human name. But does that mean that they are the best? Funny enough, the shades of hot pink that I like, technically there's no light wave that correspond to these colors. So all these magenta, fuchsia tones, technically the brain is completely making them up, because unlike other colors where you can have a corresponding light wave, with magenta and fuchsia and some tones you don't have that. So that's why that would be an argument to why that color is so cool. Because my brain made it up, and the made up color is what I like the most. It's very interesting. You can Google that, magenta doesn't exist or something, and then you can read about it. It's very interesting that it definitely is a made up color with no corresponding wavelength. Anti-Kribby weapons include toys and stuff. Burns Kribby like a vampire and the sun's gonna be tough for him. Oh, you mean like anything that's pretty cute and nice, and if he touches that because he's so unholy, he just burns? Do you think Kribby can come out on top? Yeah, probably. Criticism videos are very popular, yeah, still to this day. And the mechanism why people watch them is the same as I told you about aggression. People are anxious without hearing criticism, and when they hear it, it feels less anxious even without understanding why. They call it, I like to watch it. Yeah, that's definitely what you said before in another stream of mine, yeah. Hey there, Kinox12, welcome back to the stream, how you doing? Till now, no shiny Heracross, but we definitely have 3 shinies that I got to catch, and others that tried to flee. So already, I mean, we weren't even 20 minutes in and already shenanigans started happening. And I mean, I also watch, Alex, I also watch some criticism videos. But the ones I watch tend to be, let's say, higher quality. I know that sounds maybe a bit kind of snobbish, but H-Bomber guy, you know, when he does criticism, he has done his research and he shows you, and he really has convincing and well-written arguments, and he sprinkles some jokes in between, and then you end up watching some random blonde dude's opinion about some game sound, and then you watch that willingly for over 4 hours, and that was just an experience. So I do watch them. I do understand why people watch them, but not the ones that are really easy to, like, you know, low hanging fruit, or just, there aren't really criticism videos. They're more like bullying. Because criticism is actually, there's another intent behind criticism, you know. Criticism should be constructive and not destructive. If it's destructive, then it's not criticism. Then it is actually an attack. Because criticism's role in communication is that you learn from that, you have a different perspective, and then you can build upon that experience. So constructive, and yeah. So there's a wide, like, difference between me or a video being a good criticism video and then just bullying and doing stupid things that lead to nowhere. Hey there, Oddish. Bye, Oddish. If anyone values something like a game that he would hate for it, then his life is so messed up that he don't even have to have one, since his life's just a game. I mean, yeah, it is kind of making that your entire identity. I don't like that in general. Like, doesn't matter what it is. If you define yourself around one single thing, that's kind of one-dimensional, right? I like fully fleshed out. Not only do I like fully fleshed out written characters, but also in real life I like complex people that have their history, they have their opinions and their way of why they arrived at certain conclusions. Am I right eating at Burger King? Enjoy your Burger King. At least I assume BK is an abbreviation of Burger King, because in Europe it is. But then again, maybe there's other restaurants or fast food chains out there that are abbreviated with BK. I've taken the uploaded once in a blue moon video essay pill. Ah, you've taken it too, yeah? I've definitely overdosed on that pill. I love his videos though, H-Bomber guy. Really good dude. I think I would get along with him really well in real life as well. Oh, it is different. You can learn a lot from recent critiques. Yeah, definitely. Very important as well. And I think it is a character weakness, or another underlying issue if you always take criticism as a personal attack. That's a red flag. Used to do that. Now I mind my own business, to be honest. Yeah, so you changed and you've grown, Kinox. That's... Unfortunately, not everyone is capable of doing that, apparently. Oh, game criticism. I used to have fights with other people. Yeah, but we were talking about, like, me making a video, like, in 2015, where I said Darkrai is my least favorite Pokemon, and me getting comments or, like, threats where one random person said, I hope you die in a car crash. It's like, wow, it's a fictional character that doesn't even... Why? Why do you care so much? Ah, it is indeed Burger King. Okay. So what are you having with Burger King? If you wanna share, I mean, you don't need to, right? It's part of learning. You learn something, see it's not good as it could be, find what you're doing wrong, self-criticism, yep, and self-reflection as well. And you can change the way you do it for better. There can be no growth without this kind of criticism. Definitely. This is why narcissistic people, or people with strong narcissistic tendencies, they are stuck in the toddler stage of emotional regulation and maturity, because if you have absolutely no self-awareness and you cannot criticize yourself because you are of a delusional belief that you are perfect anyway and you're doing things the correct way, then you can never grow as a person. And that's why they are so toxic, because they literally never go beyond the self-loving stage that toddlers go through, but To be fair, a toddler is a not fully grown person with a not fully grown brain that hasn't matured yet, that hasn't had the proper connections set in place yet, you know. But with narcissists that are adults, pieces of work, let me tell you. Gonna rest for a bit, but I'll be listening. Right, Kaiser Kama is definitely understandable. Hopefully doesn't hurt. Bacon King Burger, fries and cherry coke. Ah, I like cherry coke a lot. Had one today. No. For second thought, is that a shiny? There's nothing I hate more than a narcissist. Definitely. I mean, I also cannot stand them. And they can't stand me. But that's a good thing. If narcissists can't stand you, then in my eyes, that's a massive green flag. They don't like people being overly honest. They don't like neurodivergent people because they're harder to read or to control. Because they like that, controlling people. But not for good purposes. It's really sad. If you have a person like that in your life, understand that, yeah, it's not really their fault. I mean, to my knowledge and understanding from what I've read of neuroplasticity, how the brain grows, parental abuse, psychology and all that, narcissists tend to be made, not born. But still, don't let them wreak havoc in your lives. Because even though they're not at fault for having it, it's still their responsibility. So that's why I'm angry at autists when they say, "Oh, I can't help being a butthole because I'm an autist." No, it's not your fault that you have that, but it's your responsibility. It's not an excuse. Definitely not. Maybe the real bad criticisms were the friends we made along the way. Yeah. Very tired of the kidney stone waking me up at 5 a.m. Yeah, I think, how could that not wake you up? And being out late till around 2 a.m. looking for the northern lights, very tired. Or you could still gather the energy to look out for the northern lights. Wow, that's dedication Kaiser comes in. Hopefully, now get some rest, Kaiser comes in. You need it. You deserve it. I mean, kidney stones are absolutely no joke. I've never had them, but I know what happens medically speaking. And from what people told me who had them, stuff of nightmares. Whoa. I can't imagine feeling that kind of pain. The best weapons against narcissists is truth. They flee immediately. Yeah, they can't handle the truth. Because everything they are building up is a lie, you know? They have a false sense of self. It's a massive delusion they're living in. They're always wearing a mask. There's no real person beneath. It's just a patchwork of things they think are cool. And sometimes they just adapt, like when they have new supply of flying monkeys, as they're called, from the flying monkeys from the Wizard of Oz. For example, someone is into, I don't know, cooking, and then suddenly the narcissist also gets into cooking because they're very competitive and they always want to be the best at everything. But of course, if you have no self-reflection, you can't really grow because you need self-criticism for that. And it's just, it always goes on, and they all share one brain cell. At least that's how it feels like. And yeah, just like Alex said, truth, they hate that. But be careful, because narcissistic rage and vengeance is... They can do things where you'd think you have to be a psychopath to do that, but they pull it off. Because they are sick in the head. I mean, yeah. There are a lot of narcissists, and I think as long as they get therapy, there's nothing wrong with them. But a lot of them think they are too good to get therapy or don't need it or something. Yeah, that's the problem. Narcissists send others to therapy because of what they do to them. They usually don't go to therapy. And I mean, I'm not angry at them for being that, because I said before, it's not their fault. And but still, that is not, I mean, still, that doesn't give them the free excuse to just abuse people. And I mean, they do a lot of psychological abuse, and that comes along with a lot of trauma, and I wouldn't wish that to my worst enemies. It's horrible. But yeah, they usually don't go to therapy, because why would they? In their eyes, they're perfect. I just wish there were some, I don't know, that certain manipulative strategies that they do, like triangulation. I really hope that things like that would be taught in school, so that people would know and be educated enough to recognize their social tactics to manipulate you. When people leave him, he cries like a bee, tries to find other people, and pathetically, he goes back to people asking for forgiveness. He did that with me. Yeah, but if you ask them to say sorry about something, you're never gonna hear that from them. Never. They can't. It's horrible. And yeah, they are pathetic. I mean, I'm not... I know that they think that everyone is envious of them. That's projection. They are envious of others all the time. And it's kind of a hollow, pathetic life. They're never gonna be happy. They're constantly comparing themselves to someone else. They're constantly finding people that are better at something than they are. And I think the more intelligent ones know deep down that they aren't what they pretend to be. Oh, it's just a whole circus of... God, I also don't like them Kinox, I really don't. Kidney stone started after I looked for the northern lights, didn't know it was coming, and then bam, woke up to the pain this morning. Oh, okay. Anyways, it's not like narcissists have Tourette's or something and quite literally can't control themselves. They can help themselves if they desire it. Yeah, it's not like that. It's also like a spectrum. One narcissist isn't gonna be the same as others, but still, some of them I'm absolutely sure that they know what they're doing, and what they're doing is evil, and I'm gonna call them out for it. And it's very easy. They're very easy to read. They're very easy to control, or not control. Yeah, manipulate as well. Because arrogant people, you just need to find the trigger, and then you got them. Of course, that's when you know it, and I don't recommend doing that. Trust me, if you knew this guy, Christ. I think I can make a good, I have a good picture in my mind of how that person is. So appreciate if they go to therapy and work on themselves. Yeah, that I actually appreciate if they manage to do that. Some cases seem to be not too far in, or they would be treatable if not curable. If they do that, then I know they're trying and willing to forgive, but very few of them try to do this. Yeah, almost. I don't personally know no one who has done that. So funny when some narcissist comes to therapy, pay me to prove they know therapy better than me. Yeah, that's what I heard from psychiatrists and psychologists when I went to, that they mansplain to them how therapy works. It's so insufferable. They listen to one podcast and then they think they know psychology better than you, and you went through studies, or maybe you, in your case, you went through university and you are certified. It's incredible. They're very good liars, but they're also very good liars to themselves. But they don't realize their manipulations. That I see their manipulations clearly and see only what I show them. Yeah, that's sometimes kind of funny. I think you missed the comment above. Which one? I think I read them all. If not, They see only what I show them. Oh, I read that already. S is on other people, treats people like S even when they're being nice, yeah. Oh, their treatments of like public I don't know, people who are your waiters for the table, or generally people in retail, how they're treated by narcissists. It's just disgusting. Like there's some expendable servants. How can you view a human being like that? Always hitting on girls even when they don't like him back. Put him in his place. Never messed with me again. Guy fears me, and what I've noticed is he's always paying attention to what I do. Yeah, because they wanna, if they like something about you, they do their research on you to copy you. To copy your success. One of my biggest fears is actually that I'm a narcissist and I just don't realize it, but I doubt a narcissist would think that way. So that's probably just OCD playing on my fears again. Yeah, no, a narcissist doesn't think that. At least I would say most of them don't. Because, yeah, with OCD you often get thoughts like, oh, maybe I am X or maybe I am Y, even though there's no real reason. But it does seem very convincing from your brain, but to be fair, OCD does that. Yeah, they often have cruel ideas, even though they aren't cruel themselves, you know? Like, one person that I know, I wanna, if that person walks where there's high railing, oh yeah, I just think about, like, what if I push someone, or I push myself and I fall to my demise? But they would never do that. They just have these intrusive thoughts, and they can control not doing that, but they can't control not having these thoughts. Which I really feel sorry for that. That has to be very scary. I can imagine. You're good, Kaiser. You have introspection. Nogs don't. Yeah. You know, it's, and you don't come off as someone, because they do have certain aspects that always repeat over and over again, or you see them, like, I think, and I can really say that because I am autistic. I have a problem with reading people now, less so than like 10 years ago. But to be fair, the way I got, you should do it, because I just like in a very large software graph, you know, when you're doing software engineering and you do the graphs, or just a dialogue tree, I just remembered a huge dialogue tree of almost all possibilities. I kind of memorized that, and that's how I navigate through social situations, because it doesn't come naturally to me. But I have empathy. That's a common misconception, that people think autistic people don't have empathy. No, we do. Definitely, some of us are even hyper empathetic, like me. We just don't show it like a neurotypical would. But even if I have that disadvantage with, let's say, my social or interpersonal IQ. Okay, Eontimer, why are you not making any noise? That is very strange. And we have a shiny accidental gloom again, happening again. Which one is it? Level 29? Again, I never hit the 31 one. Jeez. So click update. That wasn't my intention. Bye bye. And it fled. Of course it did. Oh boy, Safari Saturday and Safari Sunday. Fun for the whole family. But yeah, what I was trying to say is, even though I have that social disadvantage, or like my, let's say my interpersonal IQ isn't high, which I assume it's pretty low, or lower than average, definitely. Even I can really easily read narcissists when I notice them, because they just have one brain cell. It's really always the same couple of behaviors and how they say things. Like, they never can really say a nice compliment. It always has to be something backhanded. And with a bit of experience, you kind of, I mean, I think they're very easy to read. I was trying to tell myself, but it's easier said than done, sadly, but thanks. Yeah, I know, but a narcissist doesn't have that kind of introspection. Just stumbled upon videos I used to really hate, death battle videos. I don't know if it's just me, but I hated these. Oh, where, like, you mean the two where there's like two video game characters battling until one of them dies, and they just kind of, two narrators try to explain why, and they kind of, in the beginning of the video, they make, like, they showcase what the powers are of that character and the other one, and which one would work, which one would defeat the other based on the in-universe reasons. I mean, these videos? I mean, yeah, I also didn't really like them. What's bizarre, this guy really likes keeping people around he's had past beef with. He's running out of friends. People get tired of his S and leave him, and he doesn't see himself as the problem. But he's never the problem in his eyes. How could he? How dare you think that he's the problem? That's how he thinks. And yeah, that's also a common thing that I've seen with narcissists. Full stream topic now is narcissism. I love my stream and my chat. Anyway, I've noticed that they don't really have close friends. They have acquaintances or like shallow friends that they kind of try to always hoover back. That's a strategy that they do, trying to get them back. But then there's something happening because of them, and then they're alone again. It's like a perpetual cycle of misery. Fear of something creates a simulation of that fear. The simulation may be real. I work with people with a fear of go crazy, and their brain simulates them hallucinations and all things like that. They think it's go crazy. Oh, it's like the nocebo. Yeah, I've read studies on it that if your brain is convinced enough, then you might get bad symptoms that you thought that usually you wouldn't get because you don't fit the, I don't know, the state of having, I mean, to have hallucinations, you really need to have certain things that go wrong for you to have them without any drugs, you know. But with the nocebo effect, that is actually achievable. Yeah, the gloom didn't want to. The 69th, I don't think so, but isn't the what's Pokemon number 69 again? The now I only remember the German name Knofenza, also a grass poison type. I mean, simulation may feel real, but actually not real at all. Ah, okay, so not the nocebo step, but okay. That's interesting. I really want to read that website that you'll set up, because that's just a super interesting topic. Hey there, Oddish. You haven't shown up as a shiny yet. What's wrong with you? Actually, I should say that, not that it now comes. I just want a Heracross. Come on. Come on, game. Have a friend who is a narcissist, and yeah, it's obvious, but I still worry about myself based on like 4 points of evidence, even if there are hundreds of points of counter evidence. I mean, everyone has some moments in their lives where they're kind of more self-absorbed or self-loving, or maybe yeah, things that go in that direction, sort of, but that doesn't mean that you are a narcissist. But yeah, I kind of understand. I also have thoughts that are intrusive sometimes. You don't need OCD to have that. Yeah, those, I just hated these death battle videos, just found them cringy and lame. Yeah, I also can see, just like you, why people like them, but it just always ended up with gore, and that was the shock feature. Oh, look, Mario is dead. Ooh. Maybe that was a big deal back then, but now, I mean, things have changed, haven't they? Give you an idea, this person sent a trombone womp womp wah sound when I said I had a kidney stone. What? Wow, that's cruel. What the hell? Oh my god, what? How cruel. What an a-hole. And was the opposite of everyone else who was like, oh god, I'm so sorry. Why would you send something like that? Come on. And then when they get the kidney stone, they're crying like a little bee, you know, just like Kinox said before. That's so funny with narcissists. They dish out, but when you give that back, when they dish out, they like to sow, but reaping, oh no, then it's crying time, and how unfair and how cruel and everything is. How hypocritical they can really be. They don't even realize it because they have zero self-reflection. It's kind of like a Greek comedy. It's like completely tragic, funny nonsense. And he can never let me have a good idea. If I have a good new idea and I tell him, he tried to find someone else who already had that idea before, even if I don't ask him to find that. Oh yeah, I've also had that with one person in my life who I think is a narcissist. Or at least they're having more narcissistic traits as they age. And I'm trying to distance myself from them. And he just comes with, oh yeah, I've read that and that idea. And I told him that like years before, but he dismissed it as a stupid idea. And now he's acting like he came up with that, which no, he didn't. And even I didn't come up with that. It's really annoying. Chat is like the wind, you don't know where it's gonna blow. We definitely, I always say that. Ask me how the weather is like, and I'm like, I'm not good at small talk, but if there's something very specific, we've talked about certain molecules now, narcissism, other things as well, then I can literally speak and blab for hours. But I like that. I like discussing things with other people and learning new things as well. I've learned quite a few things here, so I'm really happy for that. And I hope that you guys also learn from me, because I don't want this to be a brainless stream with just, okay, Pokemon is fine, but I also want it to be that you take something with you when you're done. Shiny Oddish has a kidney stone, can show up today. Oh, poor thing. Wait, how does a plant get a kidney stone? They don't even have kidneys. Oh wait, do plant, grass Pokemon have kidneys? Do they have organs? Or is it like the cell types that plants usually have? Like a phytocell? Those are the questions that I'm never gonna get an answer to. Because the makers of Pokemon didn't think about that, and they didn't need to. Poor Shiny Oddish. Oh well, the stream isn't over yet, guys, so I have a feeling that one Shiny Oddish will appear pretty soon. I mean, Gloom did appear multiple times. So let's see what happens. It's frustrating how can people like that exist. Like, dude, you ain't S, you're just still gonna die like the rest of us. Yeah, they Also, one thing I noticed is that they're terrified of death. Really terrified of the idea of them not existing at one point. Which, okay, that is existentially a fear that is definitely understandable from a biological evolutionary standpoint. But how they handle it is really weird. Did I know I got called stupid and a fool in my country just because I picked history in high school over science? I wish people would also be more serious about learning history. Because that's not stupid at all. See, most people who pick science in Iraq, they think they are smart and history is for fools. Well, that sounds like we have like a certain high school system where there's two parallel systems, and with both you can go to university, and it's like a standard high school diploma that you get. But the one, the classic one, so they are called classic because it's a classical system. They think they're geniuses who's gonna be the next superstar doctor, but they're not. It just sounds like that. Chicks in his group sim for him badly and don't realize they're being treated like a piece of meat instead of a person. Yeah, I don't understand it as a woman. I know some women who are really, they have a I can change him attitude, and that just never works. I don't understand where they're coming from. It just doesn't work. Especially not a narcissist that's gonna be like nigh impossible. Whenever there's someone so delusional and self-centered that they will insult you when having a kidney stone, block them immediately for sure. Yeah, I think the fiery chameleon is right there, Kaiser Kamazin. I think I do know what you think, that you still want to be a good person even to that, and that is honorable, but don't do the same mistake as I did and waste a couple of years and just saying, hey, but maybe I can still be nice and in contact. Sucks because when I shared the idea for my book, he looked for people who already wrote books that had Godslayer in the title or had similar plot and shared them to me. To be fair, that is helpful, but like I think you could also maybe done that yourself, or another friend could have done that maybe. Struggle to understand that I didn't find it funny when I said it was demoralizing and mean to basically tell someone their creative works aren't creative. Oh, what does a narcissist know about creativity? They're usually the most derivative people you ever meet. If they make like D&D campaigns, or like if they write things, it's the most derivative things you've ever seen. I think they're actually less creative than other people. And I think there's also science backing me up on this. Let's see. That's an oddish, but not a shiny one. Small talk is not very good. A better way to do small talk, to talk something small, like maybe work in real life, and hopefully the chat should delve into any goofy stories in the workspace or something. Yeah, I just like conversations that are deep and meaningful, and I really like learning new things. Lana, you're not brainless, you're very smart and you're a very good person. Thank you. I mean, I've got called brainless before, but to be fair, who didn't get called stupid in their lives? That doesn't mean anything. I'm a huge history lover. Yeah, you didn't you say you were into alt history? Because all the alt history people I know are very big into history. Society doesn't learn history, then they're literally doomed to repeat it, definitely. And I'm seeing it now. I'm definitely seeing it again, with the right being more prominent again in Europe. Especially us Europeans, we should freaking understand where that leads. Apparently we were too dumb for that. Studied some history myself back in high school, both ancient and World War history. sometimes I can see why it can be hard to cut someone off because you once had a good experience with someone. Yeah, I've also, I mean, I've noticed that as well. My grandma back then warned me, and back then I didn't really think too much about it, but when it happened, I was like, oh wow, that woman knew what she was talking about. She warned me of, you know what you read in the history books? This might happen to you, that someone you love or someone you like will start saying the same things Nazis did. And it's gonna break your heart, but you need to cut these people out of your life. And I thought like, well, yeah, but just as a kid I thought, oh well, we certainly we should have learned from history, right? We can't be that stupid, but no. If you don't really learn history or you don't know, you're doomed to repeat it. Talking to this chick in his group, this Bark, or you mean Narc MF, is interested in her, and the things she's told me he's done makes my jaw drop. My point is, it sucks she'd rather hang out with that prick than someone who treats her good like me. Can't help you there. I don't understand why some women really go for that, although I never was like this, so I don't understand it either. But some are just into bad boys. I don't understand it either. I really... If I see like a macho... someone like that, that's just the unsexiest, unattractive thing I could ever think of. You could look like a supermodel. If you have a character like that, I'm running away. Like, legs closed like a mermaid, let me tell you. Dry as the Sahara. Doesn't matter how goodly you look, that is so unattractive. On a, not just a guy, but on anyone. It's the same, you see, science allow you to be doctor, engineer, and science is 10 times harder than history. History can make me teacher, lawyer, artist, political, businessman, detective. I mean, is history really harder than science? Or are we just kind of collectively making kids not like the scientific method? Does that make sense? I mean, I don't know if I can just say that one is harder than the other. Because there's people who would pick history and they say that's easy, and the other ones would say, oh, math is easy. And that's a shiny Xatu. Another one. Okay, let's do this. And you're still here. Good birp, good birp. Pokeball really fits though. But come on, game, I want a Heracross. And Xatu got caught. Okay, sure, I'll take it. Another shiny Xatu. Not even one shiny Heracross that has appeared yet. Definitely hitting the accidental frames a lot. But I do have a suspicion that these 2 or 3 NPCs that move are kind of messing up my frames. Let's see. So I'm gonna save now. And then let's start the process over. Remember my sister said history is for losers? She's not right. The history is for losers. No. Told her when you get stolen by a criminal and a judge who study history will save your butt. Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's just nonsense that she said. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Dude, I'm very good looking and I don't act like that. Now that's good. Doesn't matter if you're good looking or really super ugly. No one should act like that. Come on, GameCube controller. No, that's not what I want to do. So awkward on the GameCube controller. Yeah, it's so easy on the SP. But when I'm playing on the SP, I can't really... No! No, I have to do it again. Oh well. Hey there, Fanfi. easy, not the quality of math or anything else. It's the quality of the brain, how brain evaluates math. Yeah, and also upbringing and other things. There's a lot of factors to consider, definitely. I agree, having someone tell you if your idea is original or not isn't a bad idea, but like, I don't know, not this way. I don't think there is one single truly original idea out there. The whole universe is a remix. Most things you can come up with have probably already been written at this point. But that doesn't mean anything. Still, you can make... it's like I said yesterday in the stream. It's not about the ideas. I think everyone genuinely has good ideas. Even some stupid people can have some really good ideas. It's not about that. It's about execution. What do you do with these ideas? You can have, like, I don't know, something like Harry Potter. A boarding magical school thing. I don't think they did that first. It has existed before. It's just what you do with that concept. Maybe it's a bad example using Harry Potter, but you get the idea, right? I admit a lot of my ideas are derivative or inspired by something. That's no problem. I think almost everything is to a certain degree derivative. Makes me worried I'm not creative enough or something, and this person knows I'm worried about this. Yeah, but that's what they do. That's what these pieces of do. They talk that they are not reflecting. Yeah, they are reflecting. They try to instill these doubts into your minds, and then once they just look at you and they hope that you visibly show it, and then they jump around that because they like exploiting that. It's just hate it. So don't think about that. The grey rock method usually works when you don't give them any attention, or when they say something, just talk very factual with almost no emotions. They usually can't handle that. Now I'm going on a huge rant. Trust me, Anna, if you knew this guy, you'd rather snort neoprene than being his obnoxious presence. That's a very... That's a very creative sentence he wrote there. But yeah, no problem. I'm also kind of ranting. But it's true, though. I mean, it's unfortunately an experience that a lot of us have had in our lives. Every neural network, and our brain is neural network too. Yeah, that's where the word comes from. Needs data sets to learn and create. You can't write music never hearing music before. You need a data set to learn. People call it inspiration. Exactly, Alex, exactly. You can't even really draw anything because the shape of a sphere, you've seen it before. You didn't come up with that. The universe did. And we just use these ideas and we connect the dots and we make something with them. So technically a truly original idea I think doesn't exist. But that's just a philosophy debate, if you will. Makes it worse is that we both DM D&D campaigns and advertised his D&D campaign as an original idea. That I read it and it was literally very similar to the book I plan to write. Oh no, he stole your ideas, little... God, disgusting. They always steal, they always lie, they always cheat because they're nothings. They can't do anything by themselves. They always have to hoover success from other people. Sorry that happened. That must feel horrible. That's why I was so super secretive with my the manga or the hard sci-fi universe that I've been writing or working on since 2009-ish. That's why I'm so secretive with that, because I was so afraid that this was gonna happen, that someone was going to steal ideas. You know what I mean, right? Technically you can't, but well, yeah, sometimes it is just straight up plagiarism. 'Cause That's also why I didn't, I mean, I don't think... Come on, do the thing. There we go. That's why, like, I just told one single friend about that universe, like, in detail, and that's it. And my husband, of course, well, because he's helping me with that endeavor. But I was afraid that something like what happened to Kaiser Karmazin would happen to me. That's why I was so secretive with that. So he basically said it wasn't creative and he stole the idea. If a narcissist says it's not good, it's not here, it's not that, then it's the opposite. They just devalue it at the moment so that you think it's not creative and then they steal the idea. It's really disgusting, but that's unfortunately how they work. There's a clear difference between inspiration and plagiarism, definitely. Absolutely. Best part is though that I said D&D campaign flopped. Oh. Okay, that's funny. I'm usually not a person who laughs about others' misfortune. And like that, the Germans have a word for that you can't really translate. They call it Schadenfreude, which is literally, it translates into damage happiness. It's when you perceive or you feel happiness about someone else's misfortune. But usually I'm not like that, and that is a very parasitic version of happiness, I have to say. I agree with my psychologists and my psychiatrists and all them when they say that, but when that happens, it's just... I don't believe in karma, but yeah, comes close to that. His players didn't like it because what he advertised, it wasn't what he delivered. He couldn't carry out my idea. See? Ideas don't really mean anything. It's execution. That is very important. And probably your execution was good. I mean, I would assume so. I haven't read your book, but from what I've seen, you don't seem to be a bad writer. Even the Kribby stuff was definitely engageable, and that was supposed to be low effort story, and even that was enjoyable to read. So, but then again, narcissists, they think very in black and white terms. They don't really see complex things like, oh, they maybe see ideas that they think are cool, but they don't understand how the execution makes them work and not just the idea in a vacuum. Then I hope the stuff I post on your server doesn't get leaked and they end up stealing my plot for the novel I'm working on. I won't steal anything. I've read it. I mean, it is intriguing. But if you don't want it, I can remove it if you're too scared for that. But I don't think that's gonna happen. In this case, it happened because Kaiser Karmazin showed it, unfortunately, to a narcissistic person, and they do that. To my knowledge, these aren't on my Discord server. When I work with creators, writers, musicians, I often see people are trying to hold some ideas and polish their ideas to perfection. Do I get another shiny Xatu? Yes, okay. Just one day Heracross, what's wrong? This is my... How many shiny Zatus do I have now? Oh, it flees. Okay, bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, burp. Oh, okay, that didn't, for some reason didn't register. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bye-bye, Xatu. Yeah, the trying to perfect things can sometimes be your downfall. It's not the way creating works. I usually say one day you will have a bubbling fountain of ideas and you won't be able to catch every bubble, so you should have to choose the best among them. Definitely, that is... Yeah, well, Alex just said to any other creative people among you, this is good advice. Definitely listen to him. unfortunately, I also fell victim to that irrational thinking of trying to perfect something. Like an idea, even though that's not the point of it. You laugh at someone's pain. Yeah, Schadenfreude is what I said. I know that is the correct pronunciation. It's not Schadenfreude, or however Americans say it, which I don't blame you if you don't speak German. How are you gonna... I don't expect you to pronounce it correctly, but that is the pronunciation. It's Schadenfreude. Because the E followed by a U is Oi. That's the Oi sound. Just trying to see if I heard the word right. Yeah, that's why I say the words like... also some French words where I pronounced them the French way. And then people were like, oh, you mean a croissant? No, it's croissant. It's not croissant. If a French people would hear you, they would just shrivel up and die like on the spot. This is counterintuitive, but it is the way our brain works. When you let idea go, you clear the road and they run through your mind. Yeah, our brain isn't really something... It's a marvel of nature, definitely, but sometimes very inefficient. Also, whenever you plan to publish your works, Jana, please let me know, as I'd love to read them. Yeah, I'll definitely let all of you know. And I think I'm gonna send my Patreons, like, the first published manga or comic. We're still not sure if it's gonna be manga or comic, but one of these. Was originally planned as a video game idea, or like a video game, but you need massive resources to make a game. And I've written the canon, or the world building, so that it works like as a novel, as a comic, as a game, as anything basically, as a show. That was hard, but I think I got it to work. And yeah, I'll definitely send my Patreons one for free, so you have the first installment of that franchise. Dude, this novel seems promising. I'm liking what I'm coming up with, and trust me, I never like my own stuff. That's just the curse of artists, unfortunately. My husband has it as well, where he just scribbles something, and then it looks amazing, and it looks better than anything when you give me a piece of paper and a pen, and I try to actually copy that or just draw my version. It wouldn't be... It's far from whatever my husband scribbled down in 10 minutes. And then he looks like it and says, oh, that's bad. And I'm like, what? How can you say that's fantastic? But that's just... I see that with him as an artist like that. I've seen that with musicians or singers where they sent me a clip of a song that girl was trying to compose, and then, oh, I didn't really hit the note right. Oh no, you did hit the note right. I don't know, you're just way too critical of yourself. So that's the opposite of narcissism. Being too critical of oneself, I definitely have a lot of experience with that, unfortunately. Also not fun. That's not no. Funny how Natu goes from a little ball borb, I guess, an orb bird, an orb bird, a borb, from a bird that's basically as tall as a human, isn't it? Or will be a beta reader when the time comes. Or that, yeah, definitely. Yeah, Alex drops some wisdom in my chat from time to time. That's very good. I appreciate that. You know, there's enough kind of stupid spaces on YouTube already where people don't really question themselves, or maybe they don't really learn anything. And I'm very happy that I have a space where this is not the case. Excited to eventually publish the Kaisekai. I've done tons of world building and have all the main themes I have laid out. Oh, very good. Just gotta get the motivation to start writing the ideas out. I also have like everything kind of already said, but I don't know where to start writing. It's such a huge universe. I don't even know where to start the plot. That's my problem. Like when it just made ideas transcribed onto a page, I would be world famous author. I hate ADHD. There's some great authors out there or artists in general, be it with music or painting or any artistic endeavor, that have ADHD. I actually think a lot of ADHD people that I've met, they tend to be very creative, and I like their like poetry from an ADHD person. Usually not big on poetry, but the poetry my brother wrote, who has ADD, it was different. There was something that was just so out of the box thinking and still adhered to the rules of that poem, and I really liked that. It stuck to my head because it was different. It was something new, something fresh. Plot is easy. I'm still struggling with the power system a bit. Yeah, maybe make a sheet of where you kind of compare all the power systems to each other, because that is sometimes that can become dangerous when you're writing a world, when the power systems aren't very consistent. And people in my chat showing each other the works and giving each other tips. That's very nice to see. If you're writing no matter what, you make yourself used to writing and the skill grows. Yeah, definitely. So from the beginning, just write anything a little a day. Yeah, that's also what I've been doing. Just a very little every day to make a habit to write without trying to write exactly your good idea. Yeah, that's a very good method. Sometimes you'll feel more confident at writing and you can manage your ideas. Yeah, and you can also manage your expectations as well. Cacnea and Tropius and Sceptile are Shroomish and Cradily, and Ludicolo is the team I'm gonna build. It has rock, dark, fly, fight, water, and lot of grass. I mean, yeah, it is a grass-only challenge. Nice. Ludicolo is really good because it's the one where you can switch in when someone uses an ice type move. And Ludicolo gets hit neutral by ice and not super effective, because it has a water type as well, which resists ice. Hey there, Oddish. No shiny Oddish. What is happening? I'm gonna be hunting these stupid bugs for a while. I think that's gonna happen. Still no Heracross. Just don't hit the Heracross. I think it's because of these NPCs. And it's kind of annoying, but I can't really do anything against it. Maybe if I try to walk around them. Okay. This dude doesn't really move too much, which is good. And this one did. Ah, crud. Hopefully that didn't advance too much. I call it, if you want to learn to ride a bike, go ride a bike, not skate. Skating won't teach you to ride a bike. Yeah, that's a good way of thinking about it. Talk a lot about things that I want to write up my website, but my brain doesn't have skill to write. Well, that's what you think. I mean, English isn't your primary language, and I do really understand most of the time what you're saying. Well, no, not most of the time, pretty much every time. I have skill to talk. It's hard for me to write, but I can easily talk for hours. Ah, so I think there's tricks that you can use when you're a better talker than a writer. For me, it's different. I think I'm a better writer than I am a talker or speaker. But to be fair, it is hard assessing one's own skills. So I'm in the same shoes, writing a little every day to make my brain feel free writing. Yeah. Try to write an episode, half episode every day. That help. I'm gonna post my comics on Discord after the exam's not complete yet. Ah, okay. When does your exam end again? Hopefully that all goes really well. I came up with an idea for a power system while high. Not sure if it's good enough. I mean, didn't Stephen King write his novels entirely while being high on multiple substances? May 29th, okay. So good luck on all of them. Oh god, it's already 23:41. Okay, apparently I've been streaming for 2 hours, but it certainly didn't feel like 2 hours to me. Don't think I'll be able to stream on Monday. Have to see about Tuesday. Oh no, I won't. My husband's birthday is on Tuesday and we're gonna be out eating in a restaurant until really late, so unfortunately won't be able to stream on Tuesday. But the Wild Wednesday should come as scheduled. This time it's gonna be in Pokemon Sapphire. And as well as the other days, except next week there's unfortunately not going to be a Safari Saturday, because that Saturday evening I'm with my amateur astronomer club and we do things and I'm not gonna be home in time to stream. Right, 5 seconds remaining. Let's see, do I still get the Heracross? The last 20-ish minutes, let's see. So what do I get now? An Oddish, okay. Cute, but not what I want. I've done something similar while high, started world building while high, and now the gods were created when the universe had something called the cosmic orgasm. Very interesting, okay? I mean, in Stephen King's universe, that's what I wanted to say, but my brain went to Steven Universe, Steven Universe, the show. No, Stephen King's universe. It's actually canon, and I think he wrote that while he was drunk or high on cocaine or anything something like that. But there was a eldritch abomination godlike turtle that's called Maturin that barfed up the universe, and that's canon in the Stephen King books. And when I read that, I laughed so hard. That's just such a fun fact, isn't it? Trying so it doesn't look like a Helsing ripoff. Stream when you can, Yana. It's okay if you're busy and can't. We'll get it. Yeah, just if anyone is maybe asking themselves, I'll go ahead and say it. F off Kota Hinano, you don't own the Nazi vampire concept. No, Jojo, I think, if I remember correctly, has done that as well. Cosmic orgasm is just the Big Bang, I think. It's hard to explain. Ah, so that's how it all started. I see, okay. Some god had some fun, and then poof, suddenly things exist now. Well, yeah, you'd not be the first writer who writes a story while under a specific substance. And I think that's gonna happen a lot. I think that's even standard in the music industry. Like basically all the musicians that I know roll themselves a joint very often, like once a day. And they use that to compose music. Even though someone who says that his composition skills are better while he's high, which, I mean, I can't determine, I don't know, but if it works out for him, then sure. And if he doesn't drive under the influence or like risk others' lives or safeties, or if he doesn't like do it in front of children, then hey, none of my business. Yeah, the lore is deep. Just wait when Kribby becomes Kaisekai canon. Oh boy, the crossover. We all waited for that one. The Kribby thing. Still about the cripple star. I'm still on that, and it's just such a stupid pun. It's just Ripple Star, but you add a C, so it sounds like cripple. And still, that made me belly laugh, because of course you're gonna call it like that. Dude, I can't wait to create the worst evil bastard. I love designing villains. Oh, I'm doing the same thing for my universe. And it's kind of scary how, yeah, designing or writing evil people is actually very easy. You just have to take a look at the history books and then you see what atrocities we have committed. You don't even need to invent anything new. It's already out there. And geez, did I learn things about humans that... Ugh, scary. And we need more... I mean, the trend currently in fiction is that the villain needs to be redeemable or like a twist villain, something of the sorts. And I do really like villains that are just disgustingly evil people. And no, that doesn't mean or necessarily have to mean that the writing is bad, because people like that exist in real life, unfortunately. And if that's executed well, like a well-written villain, that makes it even more enjoyable. It's true though, some people really are like that. They aren't born evil, at least I don't think they are. But they're definitely made to be evil. Love making villains as well, but they gotta be human. By that I mean they have to be a grey villain, good intentions turned evil. Yeah, I also have, like I have with my works, or what I'm working on, this from anti-hero to absolute evil, everything in between. Totally taking things from history and some ideas of my own. Yeah, you find so much in history really disturbing, really terrifying torture methods and like punishments we did as humans. So just, wow, what's wrong with the person who came up with that? You don't even have to invent anything, it's already out there, just read that. Or maybe take a look at the Warhammer 40k series. That universe in and of itself already has like the worst fates you could see in fiction, I guess. Want to hate someone like the Governor from The Walking Dead, someone similar? Fun fact, I haven't watched The Walking Dead. Yeah, I know, that's weird. One of the very few people who kind of know what happens, but only through cultural osmosis. Almost all of my villains are human in that regard, because my books deal with attaining some form of enlightenment through understanding that everything has a purpose. Yeah, that makes sense with the theme. That some suffering is needed to make people good and such, find the purpose to live when the world is dark. Yeah, that does fit in that thematic. What I do with my work is Like, I take also a lot of religious ideas, but in a very scientific context, and see what that does to the plot and the world. Great show, especially the earlier seasons. I recommend The Walking Dead. Is it true that it like turned out really bad after a couple of seasons? I've heard that, but then again, I can't really judge that, because if I haven't watched it and I don't know a lot about it, then what do I know, right? That doesn't mean I don't have truly evil characters. I have a few that are just wicked, selfish, and awful. Yeah, because real life has everything from really pure-hearted, because they are out there, they're very rare, but people with a pure heart exist. My grandma was one of them. I mean, just wild animals just coming to her, and like some kind of Disney princess thing going on. And animals, children, and people with street smarts immediately trusting her. I mean, one has done things that literally make me sick even thinking about it. Ah, that's when you know you've written someone really evil. The disgust you feel as an author. You're like, what have I written? Oh, right, I also went through that. No, that's not a shiny. Oh, this is gonna be the last reset for today. Because afterwards it's not gonna be Sunday anymore. Well, let's see what I get. Hopefully a Heracross. Probably not. I'm really flabbergasted that no shiny Oddish has yet turned up, which is very strange. Usually that one always comes up. I think this might be the first Safari-Zone stream where Oddish can appear, yet it doesn't. That's very interesting. Okay, that guy did take one step, but let's hope that doesn't change it too much. You have to make your villains have some humanity to cause a bigger impact, I think. Or yeah, maybe sometimes you're a villain because you're just a well-meant, well-intentioned extremist. And one has done, yeah, that already. I read that comment already. Got a bit stale, but not that bad in my opinion. Takes some liberties. It goes off the comic a bit. Yeah, but if you're good at writing it, definitely that can be very effective. Godslayer is someone who truly had the intentions of everyone at heart, but lost his way and basically tried making himself a god in his quest to liberate everyone. Okay, that's very interesting. That sounds like someone who wants to be the kind of the Jesus figure. I want to become a god, but for everyone, for the salvation of everyone, liberation of everyone, but that got kind of corrupted on the way. Yeah, that's interesting. Then there's Shamil, or Kamil, however you pronounce it, you should know. Enslaved and murdered thousands because he believed it was his destiny to civilize the world with his empire. We don't like Camille. Sounds like some British dude hundreds of years ago. But yeah. Sometimes that is the thing that makes it interesting, because it feels realistic. And that's where we do the connection between fiction and real life. Sometimes art imitates life and life imitates art. Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes the wildest parodies you come up with, life shows you that indeed it can be weirder than that. Yeah, the Godslayer wanted to save everyone from godhood, but became the gods he hated. Ah, interesting. So many things I can read and or watch later when you guys are done. That's really nice. I like creative people. If my first villain's gonna be pure evil, I wanna make him horrid, a monster that Nazis are disgusted by. That Nazis are disgusted by? Wow. Okay, that must be the bottom of the barrel of when it comes to evil then. Jeez. Imagine one of the worst fascist and most hateful people in the world being disgusted by you. How evil do you have to be? You see, like, where Satan comes and says, whoa, chill, dude. Save people from the tyranny of gods, I should specify. Yeah, you told me that the setting has multiple gods, and that people really aren't that happy with them. So kind of like a Greek mythology where the gods are kind of messing things up occasionally. Or occasionally, sometimes a lot. So what is the last thing that I get? An oddish. Okay. And it's not even shiny. What a shame. Oh well, that has been Safari Sunday. Let's check the 4 shinies that I've gotten. Right, so I got 2 shiny Zatus, 1 shiny Gloom, and a shiny Phanpy. Camille is pronounced Kamal. Ah, Kamal, okay. Thank you for specifying. Because he came and conquered all. Ah, yes, punny names. Right, so that has been the stream. Remember, next Saturday, no Safari Saturday. But the Safari Sunday will happen just like planned. And as always, thank you so much for being part of my streams. As always, I'm super happy. Had some very interesting discussions again today, which I absolutely love. That's usually what I really look forward to with these streams, I have to say. Help me feel better despite the kidney stones. Ah, very good. I love reading that. So, tell your doctors a dose of Yana helped you. Don't overdose that though, that might be dangerous. Anyway, thank you so much for being part of the stream, and hopefully see you soon. So, goodbye and good night.